Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our main event of the evening. And this for the WPW World Championship. Introducing first from Kansas City, Mike Huckleberry. Next, introducing his opponent from the 219, Dick the Knight.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of World Podcast Wrestling. As always, I'm Mike at Hook WPW, and joining me, as always, is Dick the Knife. Saves Tuesday. He's got a dick knife. How are you doing?
God damn it! I'm not gonna live that one down, am I?
No, I'm never gonna let it go ever.
No, I'm good, bro. I'm happy to get back on the Skype here. Happy to record some more. Before we even get into anything, I want to say thanks to my homie, let me find him, J Homan 29, because I gave up these fucking AEW figures, and his ass tracked some down in freaking Minnesota. So I got Ray Phoenix hanging out with me, and I got Ambrose hanging out with me, even though he's fucking gigantic. Look at this shit. So I threw the belt on Kenny, though. Look at that. Look at it.
Of course.
Of course, I had to. But no, and I'm happy. I'm ready. Let's do this, man. Let's get into it. And let me open my beer because I haven't had a sip yet.
Hell yeah. And of course, though, guys, go over tpublic.com, search WPW. That's where all of our t-shirts, masks, mugs, hoodies, whatever you want, WPW, it's over there. Shout out to Elle Wills for hooking us up with a corner of her store. And also, for those of you watching on YouTube, you might have noticed that we had a little intro video this evening, and that's thanks to our guy Jim Jakubowski. I may have just butchered the fuck out of his name, but his ad on Twitter is at Jimbo Slice 630. That's at Jimbo Slice 630. Thank you for making that for us, man. Definitely hoping to get you more involved in some other stuff that we do with the pod. And thank you once again for that intro video. So,
hell yeah.
Real quick, this is like my gripe for this week because I have noticed, and I didn't really notice it as much when I first kind of got into wrestling Twitter and started following like some of the bigger like journalists, and if you're listening to the podcast, I use air quotes with my fingers. Brian Satin is a fucking tool, bro. Like, that dude is a tool, and just some of the shit he says is dumb as fuck, and he's a dick to some people. But the guy that I really have an issue with this week, and I've actually had an issue with him for a little bit now, is fucking Sean Ross Sapp over at Fightful. That dude is a straight up fucking douchebag.
Holy shit.
People literally get on there and will ask him a question, or even if they slightly criticize him, he loses his shit and fucking just lashes out at fans, bro. I watched him go after somebody because he posted something, they asked him a question, and he was like, hashtag read the article. I'm like, get fucked, dude. Just answer the dude's fucking question. Like, is it that fucking hard? Are you that fucking big that you can't answer somebody's fucking question? Like, what the fuck? And then he fucking posts something on Twitter about the Elimination Chamber, which we're going to talk about later. But he posted something on there talking about, oh, I don't really care for that. It's going to be for the title, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I feel like it's a lot of the same people that were bitching because the Elimination Chamber was just for a number one contenders match last year, are now bitching because it's for a title this year. And nobody else interacted with this post except for Sean Ross Sapp and got on there and started talking shit to me and was like, well, if you would have read the thread, da-da-da-da-da, and I'm just like, nobody has interacted with this. Why do you feel the absolute need to go out of your way to comment on little old me's fucking Twitter post that I made, just making a blanket statement. I'm not saying specifically, Sean Ross Sapp, you fuck, you said this last year. No, I just blanket statemented it, and he fucking threw a fit. So I just don't understand where these big asshole fucking wrestling journalists are somehow now just the guys who get to interview all the big names. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. And that's just my main thing about, for this week anyway.
For this week, man. It used to be me doing the rants. What the fuck is going on? Do we do a double turn? What is going on?
We may have. I don't know. I'm just like,
feisty.
And he's like,
feisty
and he said shit to me before too. And I called him a dick in one of his threads with a laughing face because I thought he was being a dick. Like, the way he was being a dick was funny. Like, I was laughing at it. And he fucking came back with some shitty-ass comment. Oh, he was like, if you have such a fucking issue, unfollow. Which he has a point. He has a point. If I have such an issue, maybe I should unfollow him. But I commented back and said, I was clearly laughing at what you said. And he did not respond. And I was just like, bro, if you're going to fucking comment on the bad stuff, at least comment on the good stuff. Like, what the fuck?
Wrestling Twitter is a toxic, toxic world, bro. I should interact with it more, but I think for my health and well-being, not interacting in it is better. It is. I make a joke because me and you are huge into baseball Twitter, specifically White Sox, and I make a joke on there where if your freaking avatar is like a fucking conglomerate of Chicago logos, I'm probably not fucking paying attention to your ass. Or if your picture is a fucking player, just a zoomed in face, like, I'm not fucking paying attention to your ass because I know exactly what the fuck you are. You're a goddamn super fan stan motherfucker. That's how wrestling Twitter is. I am not going to fucking get. I am not going to get into a fucking comment war with somebody with a Roman picture of someone with just a Bullet Club picture. I'm like, I'm not. No, motherfuckers just hide themselves. And now Logan's upset and he wants to get in the fucking podcast too.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
I'm the same way with wrestling Twitter. Like, if you have like a wrestler as your profile picture, like.
No, I'm done. I'm
typically not gonna interact with you a whole lot because, to me, using like an athlete or another person's face is just you hiding because you don't want any actual backlash from anything that you might say that might upset somebody.
Or they're like 15 years old and I ain't about to make a kid cry.
Right?
I mean, I'll do what I gotta do, but
And like, I get being fans of women wrestlers. I'm a fan of women wrestlers. Some of my favorite wrestlers are women.
I got a lot behind me over here.
Exactly. But if you're a dude using a woman as your thing, like, come the fuck on, man. Like, come the fuck on. Like, and I'm gonna name drop right now that fucking IBeast dude that uses Liv Morgan as his profile picture and runs around and just talks shit all the time. Fucking obnoxious. I saw one between two Becky Lynch accounts that were going back and forth at each other and they were arguing. And like, I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like, why are you here? Dude, like, what is happening right now?
It is like the remnants of the old school AOL chat rooms. Just everybody's just out now. I can't do it. I ain't a part of it. It sucks. I mean, I need to get into it for us. But I just can't. It's tough, man. My fucking sanity, my health and well-being is way better than saying something that someone's gonna try to come at me like I just murdered their firstborn or some shit. I ain't about that life.
Right? Yeah, and I'm like the same way too, because I'm like, man, I do not have like the patience or like I just don't got it to sit there and full on just. I don't have the patience. I don't have the time in the day to just sit on my phone and argue back and forth with someone. Like, if there was like a version of Twitter where I could just be like kind of scrolling, like, you know, with my webcam on, just being like, I got time today. And then I see something I want to argue about. I'm all about like pulling up a Skype or a Zoom and having a face-to-face argument with this person. Like, having to sit there and like type shit out. First of all, I feel like that demeans the whole thing because you give that person time to sit there and think about what they're going to say.
That's true.
I prefer people who are just going to fly off the cusp and say the first thing that come to their mind. And it's just like typing arguments. I can't do it. I don't communicate well while typing. I'm good with my voice.
I agree 100%. Back and forth Twitter replies, it's ridiculous because you're just giving somebody they're thinking. They're thinking, no man, I want that back and forth. I am a very visual type of person. I mean, it's crazy. I was just talking to a buddy, and it's like I've been on the internet for so long. I was actually talking to one of my friends that I've known on the internet since like fucking 17 years old. And it's like, that's how long we've been doing this shit. In case people don't know, I'm damn near in my 40s. All right, 35. I over-exaggerate. But it's been a while, man. So I'm fine, I guess, like interacting that way. But also, no, I need, let me call your ass or let's fucking video this shit. Because if something's really important, no, we're getting into this shit, bro.
Yeah.
But Twitter fingers turn to trigger fingers. I ain't about that right now.
Yeah,
Logan is just hanging out right now.
And I think that's like one thing that, like, for those of you that don't know, I'll be taking a break from Twitter. My school's starting up, have a lot of distractions. I'm still going to do the pod. I'm just not going to be on Twitter as much. And I think that's like one of the things I'm most looking forward to as far as like not being on Twitter as much as I used to be, or is just like not having to read the negativity constantly.
Your sanity is going to be good,
me and you can be negative on there as well, but I just feel like it just goes to a whole nother level with some people. And some people like think it's scorched earth when certain things happen, and it's just like, bro, it's not that big a deal.
Bro, your mental health is going to fucking thank you. I've done some Twitter breaks before, and like you come back rejuvenated. It's some good shit. Yeah. But you're doing it mainly because like you need it, for like work or school work, you know. It's not so much fuck this place. It's no, I need to fucking you know.
Yeah.
Hunker down.
And now the way I'm looking at it, I'm just like, man, fuck, I cannot wait to like delete this app. But like at the same time, I'm just like, I just want to stay on it a little bit longer because I know like as soon as I delete it, some like major news about like one of my favorite sports teams or something is going to come out. And I know as soon as it happens, I'm going to be like, oh, I want to get on Twitter and see what everyone's saying about it. Like and that's just me, but
Bears are going to get their
Got to put it down for a little bit while I'm doing my school and stuff because my school is going to be taking up a lot of my time.
Schooling is more important. Education.
Faux show. But anyway, that's enough about my rants and whatnot. We have missed 2 weeks worth of stuff.
We have.
And
apologies.
The good thing about that. What's that?
Said apologies, everyone. We're sorry.
Apologies to everyone, but thankfully, not a whole lot has happened since the last time we recorded.
That's true.
The Royal Rumble and Kenta showing up on AEW, that's about it. So, and also this first piece of news we're going to talk about. WWE Network is going to be done in the U.S. here soon. And here's just a little bit of a breakdown that I got for you. Let's see here. The WWE Network app in the U.S. is shutting down March 18th. It will still exist on its own in other countries. The entire library, including live pay-per-views, will be moving over to NBC's Peacock streaming service. All current WWE Network subscribers will be migrated over to an NBC Peacock Premium subscription with ads on March 18th. Peacock's ad-supported premium service, which includes WWE Network, is $4.99 a month. So we'll be paying half of what we're currently paying on WWE Network if you choose to go the ad route. Users can upgrade to the ad-free Peacock Premium Plus for $9.99.
Same.
To me, this whole thing is a steal if you're a fan, right? Like, it's a good deal for both sides because WWE is getting paid over $1 billion for this. Plus, if you go over and you spend the $9.99 that you're already spending for WWE Network, you're getting ad-free stuff and you're getting just a shitload of other content through NBC. Like you're getting The Office, Parks and Rec. Like I don't know what else is on NBC, but those were like the two main things I watched. I mean,
Hey, you're getting movies too. Peacock has movies that are unedited. You know, they're rated R movies. I was fucking watching American Psycho on there not too long ago. So I'm like, you're literally getting the network and shit. If you're a wrestling fan, you're getting the network and a bunch of other shit. If you're not a wrestling fan and you're paying for it, well then you're getting wrestling for free. You know what I mean? So it's win-win. It really honestly is win-win. Vince, this was a super smart decision. I mean, their subscriptions peaked. I mean, you couldn't go anymore. Now you got people who subscribe to this, or I actually get I forgot which one I get, but with Xfinity I get Peacock Premium already. So I think I might get like the $4.99 one, but I get it for free. So bam, already right then and there, I'm good. Yeah. I'm set. So you're getting people who already have an internet service now able to get your content, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. They're already throwing some content on Peacock. They're putting some playlists together, some I think Rock's greatest like moments, Austin's greatest matches or stuff like that, WrestleMania moments. So hey man, good shit. It just RIP WWE Network when it happens, man. It was a good couple year run.
You know what though? Like I'm actually glad that this is happening though. And like the sad thing is I found myself, I know I just said I don't like to argue with people on Twitter, but I found myself arguing with someone on Twitter about this. They're like, boo, this is a terrible thing. And I'm like,
no fucking
way. What the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. And he's like, well, users on Peacock aren't going to watch WWE. I'm like, WWE don't give no fucks. They just got paid $1 billion for this, bro. Like, that's an obscene amount of money for this.
That's ridiculous.
And there are some people, believe it or not, that are still curious about wrestling. The only problem is probably their only interaction for wrestling is they're like, well, check out wrestling Twitter, and y'all are a bunch of fucking dickheads and scared them off.
Let me tell you something. What's going to happen is the same shit that happens basically to all of us. Especially to me, got out of wrestling, was gone for years, decided either let me rewatch some old shit that I used to love, or I see one person, like for me it was CM Punk, that brought me in, that fucking brought me back in, and then I became hooked. So yeah, this is all you fucking need. You're gonna have people that are, oh man, I used to watch WWE. Let me rewatch Austin and Rock at WrestleMania 4 or at WrestleMania 15, at WrestleMania 17, at WrestleMania 19, and then before you know it, it's gonna fucking snowball. They're gonna get fans, and it doesn't fucking matter if people who have Peacock doesn't watch, because who gives a fuck? He's paid. Man, it's a Vince, man. I like a bandit. Vince is a fuck. He got his money. Can't even hate. Only thing that's gonna suck is nothing. I got nothing.
Right? Exactly.
I honestly don't see negatives.
Right. And I'm already paying $9.99 for the network, so I'm just like, fuck it, I'll do it ads free. I'm already paying the $9.99. Now I'm just getting extra NBC stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, fuck yeah, let's do this. You know what I mean? So, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's not like when the network first started and there's just a huge logjam of people trying to watch it at the same time. Because I remember when the network first launched and it was a fucking mess, dude. It was like...
I kind of want to get into it now, but at the same time, I want to save it for like when it's officially dead and like buried, the network, and then we'll do like a retrospective, because it really was. I mean, day one was a fucking madhouse, and
fuck yeah!
I don't know how long it took for me to finally get it and subscribe, and I think I said it when we were doing our watch along.
Day one, dog.
Yep, I was day one. And I think I said it when we were doing our watch-along, where I remember exactly where I was when it finally got in and I logged in and I was able to fucking watch something for the first time. And I was in my car watching it on my phone. I right away threw on WrestleMania fucking 17, and I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Dude, yeah. It was so awesome because I was just like, I remember because it was the same year my wife and I got married, 2013. And I was telling her about it. I was like, man, this WWE Network, it's going to be so awesome. Like, they're going to have their pay-per-views on there. Like, that's going to be so fucking cool. I'm going to be able to watch WrestleMania 30. I'm so excited. Like, I cannot wait to watch this. And then went to log on, and it was just a fucking disaster. But like you said, we'll go back and talk about stuff like that.
We should have like an in memoriam episode, or at least a portion of it when it finally goes away, and then we can say our piece, play fucking taps, or the Undertaker's fucking his entrance, do something for it. But we should do something for the network because it was a part of our lives for the last couple of years, and it feels like unfortunately we're gonna have to lay it to rest, and it will rest in peace.
Oh Jesus. Oh man, I thought
that was a damn good ending. Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of, I feel like good endings. Edge won the Royal Rumble a couple weeks ago.
Bro.
Also Bianca Belair, which I thought was an even better ending to the Royal Rumble.
That was
we'll get into the Bianca Belair stuff here in a minute, but Edge wins the Royal Rumble. Iron Manned it. He was number 2 in, right? He was second in.
Stop it. Doesn't matter. 1 and 2 start at the same time. Come on.
It does matter because they're saying he was the first one. He was not the first one. He was number 2. It matters.
Okay, yeah. He's not the first one to get into the ring. But once the bell starts, I know what you mean.
Matters, Dick.
Okay. Semantics.
It matters.
Whatever. But yes, he fucking ran the gun. Man, I tell you what, man. Fucking, it's like I'm happy and sad at the same time with Edge, bro. Like, fuck, man. Why can't there be people for all of this shit for him, man? God, came back with that fucking monster pop at last year's Rumble to wrestle in front of nobody for his first match back. Like, it just...
Yeah.
Then he wins the Rumble with nobody. And it's like, God damn it, man. That fucking... I mean... he's still getting paid. I mean, he's still in the ring. He's doing what thought he wouldn't be able to do, but just man, it would have been great to have fucking that crowd, man.
It would have been. And I saw a lot of people, they were kind of poo-pooing the whole thing because they're like, oh, well, this is just WWE's lack of building more stars and da-da-da. And it's all the same stuff that they said when Batista won it back around WrestleMania 30. Like, everyone was like, oh, WWE can't build stars. They can't do this. They can't do that. Which I agree to an extent. They haven't really been able to build any more stars than really the stars that they already have sitting on top. Like, it's true. But, I mean, at the same time, like, this whole thing with Edge is such a feel-good story.
Yes.
Like, how do you not try to capitalize on this? You know what I mean? Like, how do you not just...
It was good shit. I mean, you had... Yeah, it was a feel-good story of Edge coming back from fucking injury. From... I mean, not even career-ending injury. And the fact that Christian had his moment in there, too. It was... Dude, both Rumbles were really fucking good to watch. They both were fun, and there's been some god awful Rumbles. I mean, the one with Cena won to go face The Rock for Once in a Lifetime 2. That Rumble was trash. The Roman Rumble where he won was horrible when fucking Big Show and Kane just destroyed everyone, and it was the slowest shit in the world.
It was
even the Triple H one where he won the belt when fucking Roman went in as champ and then fucking Triple H ended up winning. That one wasn't even all that great, but just...
Man, that one was pretty bad. Like, I think it was so bad my mind blacked it out of my brain.
And the Batista one was just disheartening because that was fucking Daniel Bryan's Rumble. And the fact that he didn't even show up, like, oh, man, that's one to go back and watch because it is a mess of how horrible fucking they botched that. In the end, it worked out for WrestleMania 30, which was one of the best WrestleManias in recent memory.
That main
But
event was dope,
dude,
man.
that opener was dope. Fucking DB versus Triple H in the beginning. So
That match. Oh, I don't know why I forget that match all the
that
time, but that
open,
match was fucking good. I remember watching that too.
that was a really fucking great Mania. But yeah, man. So I can't even complain. Yeah, I mean it sucks. I think what did we see? The average age of Rumble contestants were what, 34 or some 33, 34. They were pretty. It was
I
up
feel
there.
like for a wrestler, that's like technically a peak.
It is, but nowadays when we're watching it's like Top Flight in fucking AEW being 20 years old, some people being 21, it's crazy when you think about it. But I mean, granted, they're showing how young they are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at when I made that noise, just because it's like, yeah, but they
they look like but yeah, it just I don't know, man. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with Edge winning it now. I don't know if you want to get into it now or get into it later with Edge. Now we really don't know who the fuck he's going to go against. So
now
the intrigue is there, bro.
Now hold on. Now this is what I want to talk about. Is I don't want to know who you think he's going to challenge right now. I want to know which title you think he's challenging for.
Ooh, you think someone's losing it along the way? Okay, so who do I think? Which title you said, right? Okay. Which title do I want, or which title do I think is going to happen?
Tell me what you think and tell me what you want.
What I want is I just want him to wrestle somebody from NXT, and I either want him to go against Balor or fucking Pete Dunne, because I think
Pete Dunne would murder him.
Oh, it'd be so good though. Oh, it'd be good. Dude, honestly, I'm afraid of Edge being in the ring with anybody right now. It's still scary to watch. Like I still get that way with fucking Daniel Bryan sometimes. But I think he's gonna go against or go for the WWE title. I think just because I see the Universal one over there, and I don't see anybody taking that off of a certain person. So, and then I almost feel like Edge. I mean, Charlotte went after the NXT title last year, but I just feel like that title's underneath them. And so I think it'd be Raw. It'll be for that WWE title. Now, who's going to have it? I don't know.
Yeah. I would not mind seeing him go after the Universal title because it's a title he has not had. I mean, technically, has not had. I think Roman has stepped his game way up recently. Like his match against KO at Royal Rumble, besides the botched finish, which is not Roman's fault and it's not KO's fault. It was Paul Heyman's fault. That match was dope as fuck. We were going to talk about it last week, but I was going to give that match like 4 stars. Like that match was fucking dope. Like I loved every second of that match. That's probably my favorite Roman Reigns match ever. So, I think a match between Roman and Edge would be super awesome. Totally great. Now, I agree with you though. I think it's going to be Raw, and when we get to the Elimination Chamber, I'm gonna tell you why I think it's going to be Raw. And that kind of collides with some more of my hopes and dreams, but I think it's going to be the WWE title too. So.
Yeah. I just don't see. If he were to go for the Universal, I just don't see him going against Roman and beating him. And I just think it'd be a waste of him winning the Rumble. That's all.
Yeah.
You want a feel-good story. You want him to go against Roman, who fucking Vince will not let lose to anyone.
I think it'd be a great match, and I think it would elevate Roman Reigns if he were able to pull off a really good match with Edge. That's just me.
Man, that's all Vince wants.
You're not really wasting it. You're elevating one of your champions by beating a Hall of Famer.
Which is something Vince has been trying to do with Roman since 2013, try to elevate him. So,
but now it's working. This heel turn, I know you give me your jerk off motion all you want, but it's working now. Roman is turning into something really good. As much as I still don't really care for him. His match against KO, phenomenal, besides the botch finish. And seeing him as a character on SmackDown when I have the chance to watch SmackDown, it's good. Like, he is good. And he's getting better every week. So I just really think if him and Edge were to go at it, that would just elevate Roman even more. And it would elevate him even more than going against a Goldberg right now, because nobody gives a fuck about Goldberg necessarily. And we just saw Goldberg lose to Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. Like, I think him beating Edge would be like the best thing for Roman right now. That's just my opinion.
No, I see it. And especially Edge, who lately has been cutting some of the best fucking promos and telling the best stories with his facial expressions and everything else. I mean, you could tell the guy was on Haven on the Sci-Fi Network. He's and I pulled
on Vikings, you fuck.
I pulled Haven, dude. Oh, my friend Jose's gonna pop when he hears that one. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying. We'll see, but I don't see it. I see WWE Championship just because I think they want him to win it.
Yeah, and we'll get into that a little bit more for me when we get into the Elimination Chamber talk, because it's something that I thought about recently, and I think it would be fucking awesome if they did what I hope they do. But anyway, we'll move on. Bianca Belair wins the Royal Rumble.
Fuck yeah.
One of the most emotional Rumble wins I've seen in a while. Like, that Rumble win was super emotional, and it should be. And you know what I mean? It should be, because she has been working her ass off. She is extremely talented in the ring. She has the charisma. She has the ring work. She has the mic work. She has everything. She deserves it, and she needs to be champion. My problem is I really don't know where she's going to go.
No.
Like, her against Sasha would be pretty good. It would be. But at the same time, Raw is floundering with its women right now. Floundering. And I saw a rumor today that Rhea Ripley might be showing up on SmackDown this week.
Man, if
Raw needs the star power right now. Asuka, as good as she is as a wrestler, and her being the women's champion, that women's roster is not good. Even with, I don't want to say it's not good. It's good, but it's not great. It's not as good as the SmackDown women's roster.
No, it's
floundering, even with Charlotte coming back.
Well, Charlotte's too busy in a Who Wants to Fuck Her Daddy storyline with Lacey, so she's almost floundering too when she's too good for that shit. I would have said though it's the women's main event scene, but who? There is no main event. Let's be honest. And there's the tag titles don't mean shit anymore. The fucking Asuka's been needing challengers for months, which we've been talking about. And yeah, I would love to see Bianca go against Asuka in a legit. Asuka's a fucking killer. Bianca's the EST. She's the best at everything. The greatest, the best. Give me like a legit fucking fight. Kind of like Charlotte and Rhea last year. Where it was, they went at it. And yeah, man, I think that's the best way. The only way I would have saw her going SmackDown is if Bayley was still the champ. Because there's your heel and she can go beat Bayley. But I mean, I would rather her go against Asuka and we get a legit fucking fight between the two. Which I know they're able to do because one's strong as shit and the other one can be crazy as shit with Asuka, you know, depending on how she goes. And I think that'll be the best thing to do.
I would absolutely love it if she went back to Raw. Just because I know it's kind of a shit show as far as like the writing and stuff like that. But I think she adds another legit layer to that division on Raw. And you have somebody fresh to go against Charlotte. Because you know Charlotte is not going to be out of the women's title picture for very long.
Not very long.
So set up Asuka and, Bianca. Make Bianca... and then have her beat Charlotte. I don't care what anyone thinks. Bianca needs to beat Charlotte because she is better than Charlotte. I'm sorry. She is just all around better than Charlotte. Charlotte is good. She will probably go down as one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time, if not one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But it's time to start making someone else as well. And Bianca is that is that person for that women's division on Raw.
No, I agree. Bianca's fucking dope. When Bianca was in NXT, I wasn't that huge on her. I don't know. There was just something about her there where I just wasn't like sold. It was something when she came up with the Street Profits and like just it's almost like her demeanor changed a little bit, and I just out of nowhere I'm like I like her. Like it just I don't know, it just like clicked. Something clicked with her, and I'm like, you know what? She's really fucking good, and she's dope as shit, man. She's got the fucking swag. She's got that walk, that look, the fucking strength. She's dope, man. So, she needs to have that title and to go over. Honestly, I think fucking Ripley should have went over Charlotte, but yeah. Well, I mean,
and Rhea Ripley technically won the Rumble if you look at the replay.
Dude, that Rumble was fucking good.
It was good. It was dope as shit.
Billy
but
Kay.
When I go back and see like
over that.
What's that?
Billy Kay was amazing throughout it all.
Dude, Billy Kay was cracking me the fuck up in that whole thing.
And we got to see Victoria come back.
Jillian Hall. Oh my god.
Dude, it was Tori fucking Wilson who doesn't age.
Oh, bro. Yes.
I'm
so happy that she came out.
Dude, it was a great fucking Rumble. And then that shit happened at the end with the Bianca's feet hitting. But hey, Becky didn't pin Ronda at WrestleMania either. Those shoulders weren't down, but that never shut up about that. So,
but no, it's just fun to stir the pot. But no, I definitely look forward to seeing who these two are going to pick and who they're going to face. And speaking of who at least one of them might be facing, I want to talk about, of course, what's coming next, the Elimination Chamber. And there's a couple things that I want to talk about on this. One, what do you think of them not necessarily doing like any qualifiers for this, just straight up picking pretty much just former champions for the Elimination Chamber?
I'm fine with it. I don't mind it at all. My only problem with it is I hate having an Elimination Chamber a month or two right before WrestleMania. It always has annoyed me, especially when a lot of the times you don't think the title's going to change, which you apparently think it will. And it has happened before. Remember, I think, wasn't Cena the champ and then Bray won the title in the Elimination Chamber when he went against Randy at Mania? So it has happened. It just... Eddie
Guerrero won it at No Way Out.
I'm just tired of... And you know what, though? That was called No Way Out. That wasn't a gimmick pay-per-view. I'm tired.
I get that.
Let's just... The real story is I'm tired of fucking gimmick pay-per-views. So, I mean...
I wish they'd bring No Way Out back. No Way Out was like one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time.
Give me No Way Out and then have the Elimination Chamber at No Way Out. Or give me No Way Out or have Hell in a Cell at No Way Out. Just stop with the pay-per-views with the whole fucking gimmick.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
that's fine. I think in the end, that's just what I'm tired of. I'm just tired of fucking gimmick pay-per-views. So.
No, that makes sense.
But I don't mind not having qualifiers. You know me, I do love a good tournament. So if somebody wins to get into a match, I always like. But this, I don't mind it. Especially since the people they did pick are former champs. We could finally get that Jeff Hardy Buzz title reign that he wants so bad for a month. I don't know. We'll see. But you seem to have
go ahead and just talk about it now.
I was going to say, you have something on your mind with the Elimination Chamber, so you might as well just get to it.
I think it is a prime time for Jeff Hardy to win the title and face Edge.
I was fucking joking. Oh shit, I was joking.
I'm being dead serious when I say this. I think this would be a prime time for Jeff Hardy to win the title and then have an Edge versus Jeff Hardy WrestleMania main event. I think this is just the prime time, dude.
Going back to fucking the TLCs.
Would never see it coming. They both can still go.
Oh man.
You know, no matter what, people are going to pop for a Jeff Hardy world title win.
Bro. They popped when they came back at Mania a few years back.
Dude, I remember that. That shit was crazy.
Still love Hardy. One person really loves Jeff Hardy. I know that. Friend of the show really loves Jeff Hardy.
Old Buzz.
Oh, he's ready.
That's why.
That is me.
So I I don't know why, but I thought about it today, and I was just sitting there as I was doing my notes for the show, and I was like, damn. And I think I was reading some stuff and just kind of going through, and I was just kind of like, fuck, man. Like, could this happen? Like, thinking about it, I was like, it would be a really cool thing to see happen, and I think it could happen, but it's just, I don't know. We can't really say that they're going to be using it to elevate any talent because we've heard the rumor for months that it's supposed to be Edge and Randy Orton at Mania.
Yeah, there's been rumors of Edge Orton. That was months. Almost like last year they were saying that's what's going to happen next year at Mania. You know what I mean? There's the rumors of Edge and Roman. I don't pay attention to rumors during Rumble Mania season because I really love to fucking be surprised by it.
Yeah.
So if I do hear something, I take it with that fucking, the proverbial grain of salt because I'm like, man, there's so much shit that has changed and can change. And especially now with it could even change if they're able to get people in the stadium for Mania. Because Vince
which supposedly they are. So
yeah, I mean they're having it where the Super Bowl was, and they're going to. They kind of use that as their like their focus group almost. Was they wanted to see how it was going to go. So, I mean, if there's a good amount of people there, they might rewrite the script so they can get the pop. So, yeah. I'm taking any rumors right now with a grain of salt. I'm going in just. Fucking whatever. Let me hear it. I want to see it myself.
Yeah.
That party shit is just, it made me laugh because I was joking, but now I'm like, fuck it, do it. Let's see it.
Well, and the funny thing is, though, too, is that, and of course, another rumor, they are talking about doing an Elimination Chamber for SmackDown, which I think will also have, the title on the line. But no women's Elimination Chamber this year, which is,
it just, there's such a thing as too many Elimination Chambers in one pay-per-view, man. Like,
well, last year, I think the one last year was pretty, was it last year, the one with
last year
with
was
Baszler and Becky, and
didn't Baszler eliminate everyone? Was that how
something like that? And that's how she got the title shot, or
that's how she got the, that is right. Yep, she eliminated everyone, and then
I did not care for that anyway. So
I don't know, man. Chambers haven't been that great since they fucking baby-proofed it. Like we saw at our watch-along how fucking deadly that shit used to be. I don't even think the glass is bulletproof anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. Ever since they've just turned it into a yearly thing, it's kind of lost its luster, kind of like what you're saying, but it's just kind of, I don't know.
It's the gimmick pay-per-views. I mean, I can go on a fucking rant about gimmick pay-per-views. I've done it for years, so it's just, I'm just tired of it. I love the matches. Just put them on a pay-per-view that out of nowhere, like, oh shit, No Way Out. We're having a chamber. That's just it. Of course, I've mentioned this before, but I used to love it when they were kind of like a Survivor Series thing, or like an end of year thing. Like, not when they were like right next to WrestleMania, kind of like what you're talking about. They had it at Survivor Series, and they had it at Armageddon. Was that what it was? Was that where it was?
It was like New Year's Revolution.
That was the.
That was the one where Edge won the title.
On Cena bloody. Yep, that's it. Man. I had brought up, speaking of Elimination Chamber and title switches, I didn't want The Miz in this match because I wanted The Miz to fucking cash in at the end. He
still could. He still could.
He could because he could lose and come back. But that's another thing, too. I don't like Money in the Bank holders to be given title chances. I hate that shit. They have their ticket for a title shot. Why are you giving them one? No, I hate that shit. But I wanted him to cash in the Elimination Chamber, basically what Edge did against Cena, and it kind of like a little parallel type thing going on there. But I'm a misfit, so I just wanted to have that title, damn it.
That would have been pretty dope, though. if he wouldn't have been put in it, but
he said he could still cash in. He could lose. He could be the last person, lose, attack, and then pin. You know, it could happen.
Or
still.
be the first one. Be the first one eliminated.
Or he can win. He can have the title and the Money in the Bank. And what's he going to do? Never been done.
Cash in on himself.
Nah, hold on to it in case he loses it, and then he can have his automatic rematch right then and there. Miz ain't the person for that, though.
Nah. I don't even know why they gave him the Money in the Bank. I don't think that...
Because they gave it to Otis, and they didn't know what the fuck they were doing with that.
Give it to Styles, man. That's why I don't understand. Like, why didn't they just give it to AJ Styles or someone with credibility? Or a young guy that hasn't won it yet? I understand Miz has only won it once in his entire career, or won a title, the World Heavyweight title, once in his career.
Yeah.
But for fuck's sake, man. Just like, if it hasn't happened more times yet, it's probably not going to happen again.
That's sad to hear. That is very sad to hear for me.
Sorry, dog. I hate to break your heart.
Break my misfit heart. It's all good, bro.
Yeah. Well, something that breaks my heart is seeing Bad Bunny is supposedly prepping for a WrestleMania match.
Bad Bunny.
Don't tell Ryan Satin I said that, though, because then he'll come after me and yell at me. So.
Hey, man. He's what? The top merch seller on WWE Shop right now.
Good for him. That doesn't mean he should be in WrestleMania.
Isn't that the reasoning why Cena never turned heel and why Roman was pushed down our fucking throats? He sells merch.
Ugh.
I mean, I am so out of the motherfucking loop with music. I know nothing. I am the Jon Snow of music. I know nothing.
Well, he's from overseas. He's like an Italian musician or something.
I thought he's one of my people. I think he's Puerto Rican, so I should know what the hell he is. I mean, Damian Priest is my people, and I thought that's why they were helping each other. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. It's weird. It just kind of came all because he wrote a song about Booker T. A song where the only word I understand is Booker T.
Booker T, and he's dressed as G.I. Bro. So I'm so confused by all of this. Bad Bunny is my people. I should have known he is Puerto Rican. Which explains why Damian Priest is with him. I don't know, man.
That makes sense. At the same time, I really don't know why I wrote this down, because I don't give a fuck about this at all. Like, if he has a match at WrestleMania, that's when I'll, like, get up to go piss and get a beer.
Well, honestly, now that I've just been putting all these pieces together, I do care. So, Boricua, Bad Bunny, Damian Priest, yes.
Okay. Well, we're going to move on.
Hang on.
So, like I mentioned before, Rhea Ripley is jumping to SmackDown, according to Dave Meltzer. She could be showing up as early as this week. Would love to see her versus Sasha Banks. Maybe not right off the bat. Maybe have, like, Rhea go against Bayley. Or even have her go against Carmella, because I think Carmella's title shots are getting ready to run out. But I'm pretty excited to see what she does on the main roster, especially since she's going to SmackDown. If she was going to Raw, I'd be scared for her.
Yeah. Fucking Rhea Ripley's fucking dope, dude. I mean, we've been singing her praises since we've started the podcast, man. I think we even said early on there will be no Rhea Ripley slander on this show. And like I said, she should have, in my mind, beat Charlotte last year. In the end, it's a good thing she didn't, because, I mean, she had a bunch of, the pandemic, visa issue nonsense. So, in the end, it worked out. But she's a fucking star, dude. She has the look. She has the size. She has the work. Logan, stop yelling. She's no, she's fucking dope. And yeah, I can see her. She's good in both roles of a fucking menacing heel, but she's great as a dope ass babyface, an ass kicking babyface. So SmackDown would probably be the better place for her, because SmackDown is the better show. So I would trust SmackDown to handle her more than I would Raw to handle her. So if she's going to SmackDown, fuck yes.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I honestly can't wait to see, like, what she does. And I mean, you also have Seth Rollins coming back to SmackDown, so that's just gonna elevate SmackDown even more. Suck my dick, Ken WO. So,
Gee.
The arguments I've had with that man over who the best member of the Shield is.
Oh my God, I don't even want to get into that shit.
Jesus.
That'll be a topic. That'll be a topic for another day because
that'll get deep. That'll get deep real quick. Whew. So anyway, speaking of deep, apparently AEW, Impact, and NJPW are getting pretty deep.
Bruh. Oh,
they'd be really good to jump to our AEW talk right now. The first thing I want to talk about, though, is can we please change Cody's entrance theme back to normal? Like,
I mean, they
get it.
They will when that big whatever show ends for the season. But it needs to stop now. I need my kingdom. I need my kingdom back now. God damn it. Yeah. That was the ultimate song to sing along to.
Right.
Judas. And now it's like, now I gotta sing the fucking Fozzie's Judas and I can't sing the kingdom. Man.
Yeah. I just don't like, I hear it and I'm just like, ugh, this is not good. Like, I loved his regular entrance.
Dude, I would take
better than this.
I want to hear Kingdom with his 19 intros that he usually fucking adds on before it even gets to the song. It's so good. Oh, that's my jam. But no, I agree with you. I just want it back.
Yeah, for sure. And I want his mustache back. And I'm gonna keep trying to get him to come onto the podcast to talk about it, but he hasn't answered me yet.
That's the thing. We don't even listen, Cody. Cody, if you're listening, I'm looking in the camera at you, Cody. Listen, we don't want to talk about the inner workings of AEW. We don't want to talk about bad blood with WWE. We don't want to talk about trademarks, name trademarks. We don't want to talk about your pregnant wife.
Nope.
What's up with the mustache, and can you bring it back? That's all we want to know.
I need it back, dog.
He needs it, dog. That was my plea.
I need it, dog.
Okay, I'm posting the picture again. Keep going.
Oh my god. So apparently Dolph Ziggler's brother is on AEW now. Ryan Nemeth. He's been pretty good, but my favorite part of him being on AEW right now is his feud with Dolph on Twitter, because they've been going back and forth on Twitter, talking shit to each other, changing their profile pictures to unflattering pictures of each other. Like, I don't know if you saw the picture of Ryan Nemeth being put into that hold by Pac from Wednesday, yes, but it was like the most unflattering picture ever. Like, it looked
pure brutalizer screaming.
Oh yeah, straight up. Like, Pac wasn't even using any lube. Like, it looked very uncomfortable.
He went raw like how I eat my Pop-Tarts, bruh.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But then Ryan changed his to, I believe, let me see here. Let me look it up real quick. It's a picture of Dolph. Looks like he's covered in poo. I don't know if that's actually poo or not. But
the Spirit Squad? Was he one of the Spirit Squad members?
No, he's in like a white suit.
Oh, he's with AJ. Cena dumped it on them.
Oh, damn. That was a long time ago. Good for him. Good for him going that far back to do that. That's what's up.
Deep cut.
Deep cut. But no, I actually do dig Ryan Nemeth. I think he's pretty good. I think his in-ring work is good, especially like going against guys like Pac and stuff like that. Like, he's really good. His Twitter feud is pretty funny with his brother. So I hope he's here to stay, though. I hope he hangs out for a little bit and we get to see more from him. Because I think the last time I saw him, he was on like WWE, but not for very long. Like, it was not a long time. I'm pretty sure he was in WWE for a minute, though.
Yeah, it is funny though, where his brother is just 100% looking, acting, and using his moves on AEW. It's kind of funny. And it isn't being done as like a troll. You know what I mean? Like AEW could have done it like a troll job, but they're not, and it's just funny. He had a match against fucking Pac on TV, so good for him.
Which is funny because Dolph Ziggler and Pac were a tag team in WWE. So just a little FF, a little fun fact for you.
Yeah, man. Good shit. Good shit. I'm happy Pac back though, bro. Pac being back is so fucking awesome, but we still aren't getting the complete death triangle, which is just upsetting me.
It is kind of upsetting, but you know what isn't upsetting?
Ooh.
Sammy Guevara quitting the Inner Circle.
That. So when he actually quit and when he left, I told you there was that slight hesitation, and then he went down the babyface tunnel. I'm like, oh man!
You were blowing up the group chat when that happened. You're like, was that the babyface tunnel? Was that it? Was it the babyface tunnel?
Because I'm watching it, and then he leaves, and I swear he stops and hesitates, and then turns to go down it. I'm like, oh fuck yes, man! Sammy. Dude, Sammy's so good, and as a face, I could see the crowd getting fucking behind him as a fucking baby face. You know, overlook all the shit that he's done to Matt Hardy last year. Let's just not look at that.
Killing him
a couple times, but Sammy as a face, bro. I'm telling you, I've always only seen Sammy work heel, so in my mind, I don't know if he's ever been a face, like even on the indies. But every indie match I've seen him, he's heel. I've seen him heel against Darby. I've seen him heel against DJZ. The dude's a fucking beast. So I'm excited, man, to see him. I know our buddy Amp loves him. Buzz hates him, but this is gonna divide us. I think I'm excited, man.
Amp loves any wrestler under 200 pounds.
That's a good point. So, that was his team. What was it? The roster for Amps? Was that?
What is this? The Wrestling Federation for Ants.
Which is a good thing. Hey, on YouTube, guys, the draft episode is up there if you want to watch it. If you want to watch
it's true. 3
bearded individuals back when mine was in its glory, and my hair was fucking very John Stamos-y, which I don't know why the fuck I used to do that. So. It's good shit, man. If you want to see 4 guys just go down a fucking level of drunkenness as the hours go by, man, it is fun shit. I highly recommend it.
For sure. It was so much fun to do, and it was just it was a lot of fun.
Dude, I mean, I used to listen back to our shows. Now I'm just like, fucking do it live, and that's the end of it. Tell me how we sounded. But I listen back to that show a lot because it is funny as shit. A friend of mine even asked me. He's like, dude, what's the name of your pod again? What episode? I just threw that right away. I'm like, listen to that. It's fucking great.
Just listen to this. It's evergreen. You'll be good.
It is. You love it. And just look at those first picks that we had too, man. We did this in November? Is that when we did in November? I think.
The draft?
Yeah, and Jay White blew the fuck up even more. Fucking Kenny Omega's the champ now. Mox is still fucking doing it. Ospreay's just gotten bigger, I swear. So
it's funny that you bring up Jay White because that is exactly what I want to talk about next.
Ooh, man, we don't compare notes beforehand, people. Just letting you guys know this shit.
What?
I was like, we don't plan this shit beforehand. So it's all fucking natural.
With NJPW invading AEW, when will Jay White show up?
Oh, man. Well, there was a backstage segment when Kenta first debuted or infiltrated AEW where Kenny ran to him and was like, oh, man, I didn't know you were coming out here. And Kenta told him, fuck you. I'm not here for you, basically. I'm here for Mox. Because, again, Kenny was the leader of the Bullet Club. The Elite got kicked out. Jay White took over. So really, they shouldn't have an agreement with each other. So, oh man, if the New Japan fucking relationship is what I'm hoping it is, man, Bullet Club invasion over here. Oh man,
right.
The amount of I don't think I'm ready for the amount of erection I would fucking have. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
And then because Jay White and Kenny have had matches before. Fucking Jay White beat Kenny clean for the U.S. title over there. So it'd be nice to see Kenny go at him again. And that was before Jay White was his Bullet Club Switchblade. He was Switchblade, but he wasn't Bullet Club Switchblade yet. So
Right.
Man. If he moves over, even for a fucking big
Jay White could just like show up and just like have interaction with Kenny on AEW, like the wrestling world would like burn down. Like it would just like melt from just like pure joy.
It would melt if we get just a video. Like he just has a video on the fucking Tron, the big screen on Dynamite, to say some shit, to have Kenta attack. Dude. Oh, I wish. Now I'm like fantasy booking in my head. Like, oh, give me all of it.
Is Jay White still not on the NJPW website?
No, he's there.
With NJPW?
He's with them. I think it was all a work. He even said, I don't know if you saw the video of him basically bad-mouthing what they're doing in the U.S., saying, like, this isn't a fucking reunion. That happened after, so...
Yeah.
It's recent.
And I saw that, and I saw he had tweeted at Kenta telling him to slap Kenny around and all that stuff. So, I mean, we can definitely get it.
Dude, if it's really happening, dude, the relationship of AEW, Impact, New Japan, it's an exciting time. It's already an exciting time to be a wrestling fan because of, how Raw isn't that fun to watch. WWE in general isn't that fun to watch. It has its moments. It has its wrestlers that I like to support and to watch matches of or the clips of. But we've said it before. Whenever you say you like wrestling, people go, "Oh, I haven't watched WWE in years." And sometimes then you just answer, I'm like, "Well, there's more to it than that." So it's exciting, man. Bullet Club really made it cool to be a wrestling fan when they started blowing up. Like they had their shirts in fucking Hot Topic, for crying out loud, bro. People started wearing Bullet Club shirts everywhere. It was cool to start wearing them. And if we can just get all of them in one place from 3 separate promotions, dude, it would be dope.
I would be all for Jay White showing up on AEW. I think that would be totally legit. Of course, I would not have as big of an erection as you, Buzz, and Amp would because I am not as well versed in the Japanese stuff. But the whole Kenta thing has got me going pretty good, though. Like, I remember Kenta when he was Hideo Itami in WWE, and I just remember cheering for that guy, wanting him to just be a fucking badass, but he just kept getting hurt, it seemed like constantly. And I was just like, fuck, man, am I ever going to see this guy on WWE? And then I think he showed up on 205 Live for a little bit, and then shortly after was released. And it was just like, what the fuck? So when he showed up on AEW and I was actually able to watch the episode, I was like, holy fuck, that's Hideo Itami, Kente, holy shit. And like instantly got excited because that's probably like one of the few NJPW wrestlers that I have seen like wrestle more than one match.
Yeah.
So it's like
when Kenta moved, when NXT signed Kenta, it was a big fucking deal, man. Kenta was a huge influence on Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan stole his running knee from Kenta. He even said that. That's where he got it from.
Yeah.
So yeah, when he was as Hideo Itami, he had like there's a lot of expectations and a lot of hopes on him, and just it didn't click. Injuries, just the feuds weren't that great. Interesting though is he actually the first match ever with Finn Balor was a Hideo Itami match. Finn Balor came out as his partner to go against the Ascension, he came out in the garb. He came out as a demon character for the first time too. So
yeah,
Yeah, so to see him back when he made his debut over in New Japan, because he was from, I want to say, I think he was he All Japan or Pro Wrestling Noah, I think is what he was. And then he came over to New Japan, and, bro, the heel turn when he joined Bullet Club, when he attacked Naito at the end of Wrestle Kingdom last year, they've been building him up like the fucking dick douchebag that, that we want him to be. So him showing up on AEW and going against Mox and fucking teaming with Kenny but not really liking Kenny, and
Right.
it's some good fucking TV, man. It is really good TV, and I'm excited. I want him to randomly go over to Impact too, randomly. Let me see him on Impact for no fucking reason.
Who was it? Hold on, there was someone from NJPW that was on Impact for a while.
Do you want you thinking about Okada when he was over there?
Okada. I need Okada to show up on Impact and just fucking wreck house because of what they did to him the last time he was there. Like, just show up and just start destroying everybody. Like, this is what you fucking get. Even though it's like completely different ownership now, but it would still.
Yeah, they ruined and severed the Impact New Japan relationship. How badly they fucking butchered Okada, man. Gave him a fucking Kato from Green Hornet gimmick. It was brutal if you go back and watch that shit, man.
Right.
Really, really bad.
Speaking of, I don't want to say really bad. No, it's really bad. Vince Russo, really bad. This will be the last AEW topic that we really kind of talk about. Right before we started recording, Vince Russo posted on his Twitter, in an interview this week, Tony Khan said how AEW ratings were going up. And then he goes on to post AEW ratings 2019, 903,000 average weekly viewers. 2020, 810,000 average weekly viewers. 2021, 766,000 average weekly viewers. And then he posts a meme, Better Call Khan, because apparently he's calling him a lawyer. Is Tony a lawyer? Castrating. Wait, what? Vince Russo presents the first spinoff from Castrating the Marks. I don't know. All I know is Vince Russo follows me on Twitter, so I do see quite a bit of his stuff. I'm not name dropping at all on here.
No,
but no. I don't know. Just I think he's doing what Dave Meltzer likes to do sometimes, and he's just spinning things out of context. And I think like maybe what Tony's talking about when he says stuff like that is like their peak viewership is probably at the highest it's been. Like as far as like through the 2 hours of Dynamite, they probably peak at a higher number every week, but then eventually their average ends up like settling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that might be what he's talking about. You also got to figure we're like a month into 2021.
Good point.
So I don't think his assumption is very fair, but that's just me.
Could also be demographic. I mean, they've been winning the key demographic every single week against like NXT and just in general. But I mean, I am not one of the people that look at the ratings. I mean, that is another portion of wrestling Twitter that is fucking psycho, is the ratings people. I don't care, man. Just I watch wrestling. You watch what the fuck you want to watch. Do not think one thing is better than the other because of viewers. I mean, there's shit on AEW that I can't stand, and there's shit on NXT that I love, and it's back and forth. But I know Russo is I know he's your boy. I know y'all follow each other. I don't want to be in any bad graces with him. But
I mean, he doesn't interact with me, so I don't.
What a fucking jerk! But
I know, what a dick. He follows me but doesn't interact.
That is some douchebag shit. No, I hate him. He's just a younger Cornette in terms of fucking complaining all the time. He will never fucking bring up how he destroyed WCW. Well, you know what? WCW was going downhill before Russo, so I'll stop.
No, that's true. Yeah, I think it's just, let's see here. I'm going to say it's Vince trying to stay relevant. something along those lines.
There you go.
Grasping for straws, saying anything he can to get attention, which obviously is what we're doing on the show, but he doesn't know that because he probably doesn't listen to us. So, so I was gonna say something else, so I was like, that's probably too far. But anyway, that kind of wraps it up for the AEW talk. Now it is time for my favorite segment of the show, my Ring of Honor Minute, which is probably going to be longer than a minute because I haven't gotten to do this in a couple weeks. So on this week's episode, they recapped at the beginning Vincent of the Righteous, which he's a hippie, dog. Like, this dude's a hippie. Like, you picture your most biggest stoner friends, and like when they're trying to convince you of something, like, hey, listen, man, like, I'm just trying to tell you how they're trying to rip you off, man, and how everyone, you know what I mean? Like, and that's Vincent, but I dig it, is the bad thing. Like, I totally dig it because he has this whole thing going on with Matt Taven right now, and he turned. So Matt Taven and Mike Bennett were in a tag team against the Bouncers.
Okay.
They're just like two very huge men. Like, not like in
Makes
shape,
sense,
but
like
very
bouncers.
huge men. Yeah.
Okay.
And so they were in a match together, and the whole time they're like, during the match, we're not friends. And so after the match, they were going to toast. Well, then Vincent and the Righteous come out, and they start cutting a promo on one of the guys from the Bouncers. And eventually Vincent gets to him, and he breaks a beer bottle over Matt Taven's head. And so they did a recap on all this, and just, like, the main thing I'm trying to get to is, like, this Vincent guy, like, he's good in the ring, and he cuts some pretty fucking good promos. Like, Ring of Honor's got something really good with him. And I think he's going to be something that's going to be really good for them going forward. Once he gets done with this Matt Taven thing. I'm not a huge Matt Taven fan. I do appreciate that he has a tag team with Mike Bennett, though. I'm a Mike Bennett fan. I really enjoy him, and it sucked that he didn't really get what he deserved with WWE. I think it's his wife's fault, but that's just me. But moving on to kind of the matches that happened this week. The world-famous CB, which I don't know if you know who Cheeseburger is.
I do know Cheeseburger. He's
okay, so he's recreated himself. He's now the world-famous CB.
Okay.
He's been all over the place. Apparently, he's one of the instructors at the Ring of Honor dojo, which is pretty cool. But he went against Tracy Williams of the Foundation in a Pure Rules match, which I really dig that Ring of Honor is pushing the pure stuff, like the pure rules and stuff like that. Like, I really dig those matches because they're not super gimmicky. There are some rules, like extra rules that you wouldn't see in a regular wrestling match, but it's just more structured, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's like not all hell can just break loose in this. Like, you're focusing on the pure skill of these wrestlers.
Yeah.
And so I'm like really digging the pure stuff. Like, it's really cool, and it's kind of a break from what the norm is right now in wrestling. Does that make sense?
No, it does. It's not the fucking gimmicky distraction, all that kind of bullshit going on.
And there's not just constant disqualifications or, you know, someone. There's always a winner in a pure match, and that's what I really like about it, is there is always a winner in a pure match. There's never a draw, a shitty disqualification, you know. Well, I think there was a disqualification, but it's because No, never mind. That wasn't, he didn't get disqualified, he just lost. So anyway, Tracy Williams of the Foundation, he beats world famous Cheeseburger, and it was a really good match. I feel bad for world famous CB because it seems like he's kind of been saddled with like a shitty ring name, and world famous CB is not much better than just calling yourself Cheeseburger.
Yeah, Cheeseburger was, I think it was Cheeseburger because they said he was so skinny he looks like he needed to eat a cheeseburger, so that's why I just stayed with it.
So apparently, they always do like interviews before the matches where the opponents talk about each other, and Cheeseburger was talking about how it was Charlie Haas that gave him the name, because he had been training in the dojo, and during a Ring of Honor event, Charlie Haas, I guess, was just like in the ring, yelling at people and stuff, and he saw Cheeseburger, started yelling at Cheeseburger, told him to get in the ring, and then I guess he just kept calling him Cheeseburger while he was in the ring, and then all the fans started chanting Cheeseburger, and the name just stuck, and he was like, I've been saddled with this terrible name, but how far can you get when you carry a stuffed cheeseburger hat to the ring all the time, and all this stuff. So I feel pretty bad for him that he got stuck with that, but he is a very good and talented wrestler.
He's good. Yeah, I like him. I've seen him in New Japan a couple times in the like Super Juniors or like some 6-man tags a couple years back. He's good shit.
Yeah, for sure. But Tracy Williams and pretty much everybody else in the foundation, like, those guys are on a fucking another level when it comes to these pure rules matches. Like, they're fucking legit, dude. And they go at it. So I really don't see anyone from the foundation losing a pure rules match anytime soon. That's for sure. And there was actually a wrestler last week that I wanted to tell everybody about, but because of circumstances, we didn't really get to talk about it. But I wanted to talk about this kid, Joe Keys. Last week on Ring of Honor, Jonathan Gresham was able to grant a pure world championship to one of his guys that he was training in the Ring of Honor dojo to pretty much become pure wrestlers. And they had I think it was a triple threat match, and Joe Keys was the one that won the match, so he got the title shot. Here we go. This is his bio on ringofhonor.com. Joe Keys is often complimented on his aesthetics, most notably for his long golden hair and chiseled physique. Joe aims to use his eccentric personality to combination with his wrestling ability to dominate the minds and bodies of his opponents. He has had multiple Future of Honor matches in the past, most notably against the Dogs, Will and Rhett, in addition to trios teams of Cheeseburger, Ryan Nova, and Eli Isom. I probably fucked that name up. Anyway, Joe is part of the inaugural class of the new Ring of Honor dojo, wrestling for 4 years. Joe has been previously trained at the MCW Training Academy and Shikara Wrestling Factory. Joe won MCW Shane Shamrock Memorial Cup in 2018, which was also been held by the likes of Adam Cole, Sammy Callahan, and Leo Rush. A lot of information there. But he took Jonathan Gresham, the pure world champion, to the limit in their pure rules match. Of course, Gresham went over, but that was one of the best pure matches I've seen since I've started watching Ring of Honor.
I like it. I love how into Ring of Honor you fucking got, dude. It's awesome.
Dude, I think the easiest thing about it is on the fighttv.com or the fight.tv, it's only an hour long. There's only 2 matches. They throw a little bit of story in there. They have the interviews with the wrestlers before each match. It's awesome, dude. It's so good. If it could be 2 hours, totally, I would still watch it. But I like the little hour. They try to cram some stuff in there. But now, are you ready for something I don't like about Ring of Honor?
Let's hear it.
And this kind of coincides with the main event from Monday. The main event was the Briscoes, PCO, and Brody King versus LFI and Flip Gordon, which LFI is Bestia, Roosh, who is the Ring of Honor World Champion, Dragon Lee, and Flip Gordon. Why the fuck is PCO still in a wrestling ring?
Oh, come on, bro.
That dude is old as fuck. I saw him do a front flip into a table during that match.
Yes,
How is he still alive?
Bro.
I don't understand.
Because PCO is not human. That's why. If you want to go gimmick.
But anyway, I dug the match. It was pretty cool. Flip Gordon wasn't supposed to be there. It was supposed to be another member of LFI, but he couldn't make it. And Flip Gordon, I guess, actually holds either a world title or a TV title, number 1 contender that he can cash it in whenever he wants. So LFI pretty much just treated Flip Gordon like shit the whole match. Sacrificed him. every time he would like roll out of the ring to try to get a break, LFI would grab him and just like toss him straight back in. Pretty much a lumberjack match is what it was. This is his home team just tossing him back in the ring. And that was probably like my favorite part of the match. Other than that, like everything pretty much just broke down and it turned into a no contest. Very WWE style finish. I didn't really care for it. I don't care for PCO. Roosh, I can see why he's the world champion. Like, he's got the look, he's got the charisma, and he can work. He's good. Like, I watched the Brody King match. It was pretty good. I also like Brody King a lot. I think that dude's dope. A fucking animal.
Brody King's dope.
And, if Roosh was if he was to drop the title anytime soon, I would totally be for him dropping it to Brody King.
Yeah. Dig me some Brody. That's why I picked him in the draft. If you listen to the supplemental portion of the draft, I picked Brody.
You did pick Brody. See, I wish I had been into Ring of Honor before. I would have picked Brody.
Brody King is fucking dope, dude.
He is, and he's just so fucking huge, man. Like, fuck. And he looks like he would just kill somebody.
Yeah, that's why I love him. Fun fact with him, he was a lead singer of a hardcore band called God's Hate. There you go. Look them up. They're on Spotify.
Well, that makes sense, though. That makes sense. I can see it. I can definitely see it. But no, that wraps it up for my Ring of Honor minute, man. That's just... I know my Ring of Honor minutes aren't actually minutes, so you guys don't have to fucking, tell me you're not a minute. But it's the shortest portion of the show, so y'all could eat my ass.
Good. Nah, man, I love it. It's especially for the people that don't get to watch it or know about it or like read up on it. It is different, man. I mean, I watch it to keep up with my Danhausen. Can't help it.
And you know what? He had a really good match against Brian Johnson a couple weeks ago. Like
the rematch from the final battle.
Yeah. And it was really good, and Brian Johnson won that match. But, like, Danhausen is just entertaining as shit, and I'm glad that he's on Ring of Honor. And I really hope they get Warhorse into Ring of Honor so we could get that tag team between Warhorse and Danhausen. Warhausen, there it is. Yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, man, that match between him and Brian Johnson was really good. I sent it to our group chat, and I said, this is the best match you'll watch. And then I was like, just kidding. But it was really good. So
that's funny.
So yeah, man.
Yeah, you know me. I love that Danhausen.
For sure. And shout out and thanks to him again for doing that intro for us, even though it was on Cameo and we paid him for it. Thank you for doing that, Danhausen.
I was going to say he didn't have to, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Just like the Warriors cameo.
Man, you need to let them know all our secrets. Kayfabe, man. Kayfabe.
There's literally a watermark on the videos saying cameo. Like, what the fuck?
It is.
But, you know, Warhorse didn't have to hit you with the dick knife. He did hit you with that, though.
Whatever.
What? It was good.
I'll take it. I'm never living that one down.
Oh, no. Never, man. I would never hold on to it. You're lucky I just don't make that audio our permanent intro.
He's got a knife, dick. Or what is it? He's got a dick knife. Like,
he's got a dick knife. He's got a knife dick.
Whatever.
Oh, man. Well, that about wraps it up here for World Podcast Wrestling. Unless, Dick, do you have anything else you want to say before we sign off for the night?
Nah, bro. I got nothing, man. I got Mox. I got Ray. Somebody track me down a Penta. I will pay for it. That's all I got.
All right. Track Dick down a Penta. He will pay for it.
I'm not trying to get gifts. I ain't that cool, man. I ain't that loved. I will pay. It's that simple. God, that just sounds like I'm whoring myself out. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it.
Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in each week and bearing with us for times that we have to take breaks. Sometimes life happens, and we're just not able to record sometimes. But thanks for sticking with us. If you are still here, shout out again to Jim. I'm going to fuck this up. Jakuboski. at JimboSlice630 on Twitter. Thank you for the video intro that we're going to be using on our YouTube from now on. Go check us out, tpublic.com, search WPW. All of your t-shirts, masks, hoodies, coffee mugs, whatever you want, it's on there. Go check us out. Get you some merch. We appreciate it. And we will check you out next week here on World Podcast Wrestling.
Laters.